Hey, it's Maria, and in today's video, we are going to talk about how to be invisible on video. Ooh. So if you don't know who I am, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Maria, and I am a serial entrepreneur and a business coach, helping you start and grow your very own business. So let's talk about first why we'd want to be invisible, and then we're going to talk about how to do it. So when I think about being invisible on video, it means that my face is not anywhere on the video. If you notice, you're not seeing me today. It's just the screen that you're seeing. And sometimes that's totally cool. For instance, if you're brand new to YouTube or Facebook or other video platforms and you just do not want to be seen, you're not at that level yet where you feel comfortable, you can do some videos like this to get started. Also, instructional videos. Sometimes you don't want to be seen on video because you know how sometimes you see people down in the corner? Well, that might cover up information that's important and you don't want to cover it up. So you just take yourself off of that particular video. Totally fine. And also slideshows. Sometimes you just don't want to be on those. You can record yourself. You can put your face down in a corner when you're doing these types of videos. They're called screen capture, by the way, meaning that you are capturing the screen of your computer. Or you can just do it like I'm doing it and not be anywhere to be seen. So when do you want to do this? I already said if you're doing like an informational, like how-to video like this one is, it's great to do that. Or if you're doing a kind of nice slideshow with like quotes and pretty pictures, you may not want to put yourself into the video. However, if you're doing a lifestyle video or something that's important that you're on camera, so for instance, let's say you lost 100 pounds and you want to just share your journey, it's much better if Skinny You is on that screen saying, look, I lost 100 pounds, because you're going to relate much better to your audience that way than if you're just doing like pictures of you. So that's the reason why. Let's get to setting it up. So before you record, you want to set up a few things to make it go a lot smoother. First, have an outline, but not a full script. You can always tell when people are reading off a script. It's like, you know, when you were trying to do a report in front of class in the fifth grade, it's just kind of stilted. But print out an outline that you can refer to, because when you're capturing your screen, you're not going to be able to also read it off of your screen. I like to print it in bigger print, partly because my eyes aren't the greatest and partly because it's just easier to follow along. And I leave a couple lines between all the important points so I'm not like fumbling around trying to figure it out. I also try to make it fit on one page, but if it doesn't, I'll put the pages next to each other on a desk next to me so that I don't have to like pick up and shuffle papers, because that often will show up on your microphone. So you don't want to have like sound of you shuffling papers trying to figure it out. And I'll keep a pen or marker, usually like a red pen, different color than the print, and I'll like check things off as I go along. So it's really easy to stay on point. The next thing you want to do is get ready by opening all of your tabs, create the slideshow that you're going to be, just check and make sure that everything you need is already open and ready to go, and do a dry run. You want to test your logins, open your multiple tabs, make sure that sensitive info isn't showing, like you may not want to have your address and home phone number showing on the screen when you share a certain screen. And you also want to close programs you don't need, because you could, by mistake, flip to them if they're open, and also depending on the age of your computer and your internet speed, they may actually slow things down. So start from a fresh screen. I actually restart my computer before I do a video, and then I only open what I need. And if you're doing a slideshow, which would be something you would do on like PowerPoint, you want to run through it. I've actually found on slideshows that I get halfway through it on my dry run and I'm like, ooh, I had a typo, or I had a slide out of order or something. So make sure you run through it at least a couple times. So once things are all set up and you are pretty sure that you're ready to go, it's time to get ready to record. So before we hit the button, and I'm going to show you how to do that, you don't have to have any special software at all, and you can record your screen for free. Good news, huh? But first, I want to tell you how I do it. At the beginning of every video, I hit record, and then I'll just be quiet for a couple of seconds before I start talking, because I found that sometimes I need to like trim the beginning off of the video, and I do the same at the end, so that if I have to trim something off, I I'm not talking the second the video starts, and I'm not cutting myself off at the last word. I've got a couple of seconds of buffer there. So I always do that, and then also get right to the point. I can't stand videos where people spend the first 10 minutes talking about nothing and the last 2 minutes talking about whatever they were supposed to be talking about. And I also don't like it when people do a Facebook Live and then post it to YouTube with that first, "Hey, how you doing? Nice to see you here," for the first 5 minutes. I always trim that off before I put it on YouTube. Also, keep the stories to a minimum unless it's a story specific video. What I mean is, I've told you a couple of stories here that were relevant, but they're very short. But I'm not going to go off on tangents for 5 minutes about things that have nothing to do with really the subject, or very little. On the other hand, if you're doing a video like I said before, that you lost 100 pounds, then it would be totally appropriate to tell a lot of stories around that, or how you grew your hair long and thick, or how you did this or how you did that. Those types of videos are totally all about the stories. But for like how-to videos like this, stories to a minimum. All right, then introduce yourself and ask people to subscribe near the beginning. I actually forgot to do that in this video, and it is easy to miss. So hey, subscribe. But the reason you want to introduce yourself in all of your videos is because you don't know if this is the first video somebody's seen. Like if it's their first introduction to you, you want to say, "Hey, my name is," and what you do. Like I said, "Hey, my name's Maria. I'm a serial entrepreneur and a business coach, and I absolutely love to help people start and grow your business." At the beginning, when I was first starting to do videos, I actually had that printed out, and I've had several different versions of it so that I could remember to say it. But now I just kind of wing it, which is probably why I forgot to ask for the subscribe. The other reason you want to ask people to subscribe in the beginning is because a lot of people aren't going to watch your video all the way through. So you want to make sure that you give them that little call to action right up front. Then at the end of the video, you want to give another call to action. You can ask people to subscribe again. You can say, "Hey, check the links in the description if you want more info on what we just talked about." You can ask for a comment. You can ask for a thumbs up. You can ask a question and say, "Hey, leave your answer in the comments." So you definitely want a call to action because you want engagement and you want people to feel like they're participating. Okay, once you've got all of that, I'm going to show you now how to record a video without any special software. And for this, we're going to use Zoom. You've probably been on Zoom calls before where you're watching a webinar, but did you know you can record your screen with Zoom and you can actually use it to make screen capture videos? So what you're going to want to do is go to zoom.us and then sign up if you are not signed up, if you don't have an account. And it's real simple. You can sign in with Google or Facebook, or you can just sign up with an email address. And if you already have an account, you're just going to sign in. And I'm going to go ahead and sign in here, and it will take you to your profile in your personal meeting ID. So if you would want to do a Zoom call with anybody, you can just send them this link and it'll start your own personal Zoom room, I guess. And then you can do like a video call with them, which is pretty cool. And you can even record it. But you can also use it for yourself. So you're going to go here, and I'm going to go ahead and do this and bookmark this link so you can use it often. And then what it's going to do is it's going to say open Zoom meetings. Now the first time you do it, it's going to actually download Zoom on your computer. And if you leave the link on your desktop, you can actually double click on it and open it that way as well. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And you're going to do new meeting. All right, so there's me. I'm on video. Hi, you can see me now. And I'm going to do stop the video so that it stops. and it'll show my name, and you want to do join with computer audio because then it's going to record your voice. All right, and you can also look here, you're muted. Mine automatically mutes me. And so I'm going to unmute. So now microphone is on, video is off. It's just showing my name. And I'm going to do full screen because I want this to be a full screen video, and I'm going to share my screen. And this is kind of cracking me up because I'm actually using different recording software to record myself on Zoom. So I'm like doubling my recording. So pretty cool, huh? But I wanted to show you how to do this, and this was the easiest way to do it. So then you're going to click on share, this green thing down here, and you're going to share your screen. Now this shares the whole screen, or you can go to advanced and just share part of the screen, and that would put like a rectangle up, and you can make it different sizes. And you can also do sound only if you just want to do like an audio file. So you can do that as well. But we're just going to go and share the screen, and then we're going to click share. Now we're not recording yet, so keep that in mind. And I'm going to go ahead and minimize this because we don't need to see that. Now this is the Zoom menu, and when we start recording, it's not going to record this menu. So you won't have to worry about that showing up in your final video, but that's how you do the controls for Zoom. And before I hit record, I'm going to go back here and go to the first page of my presentation. So you're going to want to have it queued up and go to the first page that you're going to share, your intro page, whatever it is. And then you're going to come up here and click more and record. And before I click record, notice you can do Alt-R to record, and I believe you can do, I don't remember what it is to pause or stop. We'll find out in a minute. And then when you're done, you can do end meeting, which is Alt-Q. So if you start knowing those keyboard shortcuts, you can use them, but otherwise it's not going to show on your recorded screen. So let's hit record. Now we're recording, and you can see on my screen that the menu's still there, but when the finished Zoom file is done, it's not going to be on there. So you can do that. You can change your screens. You can actually type more stuff, and it's going to show up on your screen. Anything you do, you could play a YouTube video, you could do whatever you want to do, and everything that happens on your screen is going to be recorded. And that again is why I tell you to do a dry run to make sure that like your logins work. The first time I did this with a dry run and logged into Zoom, it said my password was incorrect. So then I had to figure that all out, and you don't want that kind of stuff to be on video. It just wastes time. So now I've been recording for a little while, and I also want to show you this. You can do this as well. You can start the video. And I'm not sure if this is going to show up or not because I'm using other video capture software to capture this, but I can see it, so maybe you can see it too. So you could put yourself down in a corner. You can move yourself around. It's really easy. I'm just using my mouse. You could actually make yourself bigger or smaller. I'm kind of working in a hole right now in the back office of a business that I do work for, which is why the ceiling in the background looks so crappy, but that's all right. And then you can also turn your video back off so you can be 100% invisible. So you can do both of these things with Zoom. And then when you're done, oh, and you can annotate too. You could use these different things, and you could like draw, and you could like, you know, make little things with your mouse, or you could do text, which would be a text box, and you can do spotlight, which is just gonna, I don't remember how the spotlight works. Where's spotlight? Oh, there we go. You could do like spotlight where it turns your cursor a different color to be really, really obvious. And you can also do like clear all drawings. So you can do a lot of different things, play around with those, get to know how to do those. Again, this thing I don't think is going to show up. And then when you're done, you can go to stop recording. And remember I told you the Alt code, so Alt-R will stop, Alt-P will pause. Or when you're done, you don't even have to stop recording. You can just end the meeting. Now remember what I said when you're getting ready to end the meeting, or stop recording, you want to be quiet for a couple seconds in case you need to trim something off the end. So when you're done, you want to make sure that you're on your end screen, or the end of your slideshow, whichever it is, the last thing you want people to see. Then do your little exit, which was, where was that? Right here. Ask them to subscribe again. Check the links in the description for what the video was about. Comment, do a thumbs up. So you want to ask them to do something. You want some kind of call for action, and then you just want to sign off. Hey, this is Maria, and I'll see you in the next video, or whatever it is. Sometimes people come up with a little tagline, but don't worry if you don't have that. You can develop it over time, and it can even evolve and change depending on what you're doing. So I'm going to go ahead and end this recording. I'm going to do end meeting so I can show you what happens next. And you're going to do end meeting for all. And again, you were quiet for a couple seconds. Now it's going to convert the meeting to a recording. And it's going to take longer if you have a longer video, shorter if you have a shorter video. That's pretty obvious. And as soon as this is done, it's going to be in a file folder on your computer. And for me, it's in my documents on a folder called Zoom. And then each recording is like in its own folder. So it's documents, Zoom, and then I've got 3 different ones. So each one is in its own folder, and it gives you a meeting ID, and it also tells you the date and time. So you get 3 files. This is audio only, which is really nice to have if you only want the audio of your video. This is playback, which is another audio file. I believe it's for like Apple products. And this is your actual video. So let's go ahead and play it, at least for a minute. I'm going to be quiet for a minute. Let me unmute it. On my screen that the menu's still there, but when the finished Zoom file is done, it's not going to be on there. So I'm going to go ahead and mute that again so I'm not talking over myself. You heard what I just said, that the actual menus are not there now. And you can type more, you can do different things. I'll just go forward a little bit. You see that I was putting my video down around different places. I think this is, let's go back a little bit. There it is, where I moved it all around. And you can see how I was doing that. I must have talked more than I thought before I started moving it. There we go. I moved it around, and you can see that I made it bigger. And then you can see where I was drawing, and notice that you don't see the drawing menu up there. That's just for you. So you're not going to see it on the finished video. And then here at the end, I tell you, I'm going to turn this back on so you can hear the end of it. I tell you to like subscribe and all that. And you're going to do end meeting for. Okay, so notice how the end meeting showed up. So that tells me I need to change what I told you. You want to end the recording before you end meeting, or that's going to show up. That menu is going to show up on your video. So go ahead and do end recording on your menu, wait a couple seconds, and then do the end meeting. So a little bit of a change there. All right, so that is how you can be invisible on YouTube and still make great videos. I hope you liked this. I want you to get a Zoom account and play around with it, make videos just for yourself. You don't have to upload them anyway. Just like in that other video where I talked about how to get over being camera terrified, you want to do the same thing with this. Practice using Zoom, practice making videos. You can delete them when you're done. And I think you're going to get really comfortable, especially with the drawing tools and the start and the end and all that. And you're really going to enjoy this method of making videos. So I'm going to follow my own advice now, and I'm going to ask you to subscribe again. And I did put some links in the description to my other video about how to do YouTube for the camera terrified. So check that one out. And also I've started a YouTube playlist, got that one in the description as well too, so you can see all of my, not YouTube, but video type videos, like how to do video videos. And of course, comment and give me a thumbs up, because I love the thumbs up. Oh, and when you subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications. Was that enough call to actions? That was like overkill, I think. Probably should have stuck to one or two. Anyway, that's it for now, and I am so glad that you watched this video all the way through. I look really forward to helping you be successful in your business, and I will see you in the next video.